growth, exponential growth coming over the next few years. The property market is going to boom. It really is. People say property is expensive in Zimbabwe, but if you look at land in Harare, you're still paying between $100,000 and $200,000 for an acre, minimum. But if you look at Kenya, Nairobi, you can pay $1 million an acre. If you look at Sandton or Cape Town, you can be paying more than $1 million an acre. So why should our land cost 10 times less than our neighbours? Therefore, there has to be an significant increase in the price of land. Price of property has grown in real value in the last few years, and I do believe it will continue to grow.
Now, one area, of course, which does help the property sector go is mortgages. And I mean, you look at the number, it's just ridiculous. 0.5% of total loans issued in Zimbabwe are mortgages. I mean, that's ridiculous. In South Africa, it's 40% of total loan books. I mean, what do you say to that? And I'm not even going to talk about the US dollar prices, which I think a lot of people, ordinary citizens, if I can call us that, including me, may find it a bit tight to get to without a mortgage. So what do you say to that? How can this gap be bridged? Well, what do you think can happen to get this mortgage market revitalized? Because it used to be huge. I mean, 20,000, 30,000 mortgages, but now it's under 9,000.
No, it is a bit ridiculous, to be honest. And I think the first thing is the banks. I think the banks have to own up to their responsibility. Sure, their balance sheets are weak. Sure, they don't have access to international lines of credit. Sure, there's still sanctions on the country. But surely there's a way that they can come to the party. And I'll give you a specific example. In Pomona City, Phase 1A, where we serviced 142 stands last year and completed them. They now have compliance, so people are building their homes, their houses. We sold them on 10-year mortgages. We ended up creating a mortgage book of $25 million US.
Oh.
We talked to the banks to join with us, and we couldn't find a bank in Harare that could write more than $3 million of mortgages. We as a developer have written 8 times that value. So where are the banks? They really are not there. That's the first thing I must say. And the second thing is there needs to be the framework, both from government and the private sector, to create alternative solutions to this. And we're in discussion now with the government ministry. We're looking at offering 800 units, 400 in each phase, to civil servants on a 25-year mortgage for luxury affordable apartments that will start at about $250 a month repayment.
Oh.
So that's an affordable, average Zimbabwean can afford that.
Yeah.
So I do think there are ways to do it, and it's just a matter of applying the private sector and government to find the solution.
More communication, more work.